Hey guys, welcome back to Nice Shots, and today we'll be covering Kami's return, or shall I say, Enfixed YT. If you guys haven't seen my last video, I pretty much just congratulate Enfixed YT on making a YouTube video, which I think is cool and I think is awesome. And honestly, I think you should keep doing it. I thought it was cool, but when I made that video, got some rather, shall I say, nasty comments. And after doing some research, it's pretty obvious who in specific left those comments, and I'll leave it to you, the viewer, to decide who's really behind that account.
These bitches lost souls, oh, and I know it. Fucking with them old boys, you gon' get fucked over. Rarries and Rovers.
You deactivated your Twitter so people couldn't meme on you for being obsessed with Cammy, Jacob. Haha, Jacob wants to eat Cammy's poop. One day Cam was like, the fuck, where did my poop go? And Jacob was munching on that shit hard because he's obsessed. Jacob visualizes marrying Cam, playing that wedding piano music. Ha 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 ha. Jacob this, Jacob that.
Just go jack off. So I think it's pretty obvious as well as a podcast.
How can I lose if I'm already chose? If she feeling hot, then I make that bitch frozen. I get a bitch tired every time that I post.
Trying to often watch what we have to do and doing
If she
that
feeling
sex
hot,
for
then I
them.
make that bitch frozen. I get a bitch tired every time that I post. Things not bad, they be on my ass. I can hear you hating from the back. See, I got bad, got a bag. Nigga munching, ate it from the back. Nigga feeling gotta play it cool.
On January 4th, 2018, rap music overtook rock music as the most popular music genre in the United States. This is telling us how popular the genre has become since its humble beginnings, with people such as Biggie Smalls, Tupac, the NWA, and many, many more. However, today's tale isn't about any of the people I've just mentioned. Instead, we're going into the more modern and mainstream age of rap, mainly the SoundCloud rap scene from 2017. The term SoundCloud rap was coined by Joe Caramanica, a music critic from the New York Times. The scene was so well known and unique due to the sound of each song. It had a very raw and unpolished sound to it, which was something unseen within the rap industry. The SoundCloud rap scene birthed many popular artists such as Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Peep, Lil Xan, Ski Mask the Slump God, and today's subject, XXXTentacion, or Jace Dwayne Onfroy. The tale of XXXTentacion is a story of success, sorrow, and a lot of controversy, to say the least. In this documentary, I'll be going through X's early life, music career, his death, and his biggest controversy. So let's begin. Jace Dwayne Ricardo Onfroy was born on January 23rd, 1998, in Plantation, Florida, to his mother, Cleopatra Bernard. Throughout his life, Onfroy was brought up in a couple of different areas, such as Pompano Beach and North Lauderdale, two cities in Broward County, Florida. After getting kicked out of many schools in the two areas mentioned, Onfroy relocated to Lauderhill, another city in Broward County. It's very clear that he was a troubled child, to say the least. When Onfroy was younger, he and his mother had it quite hard. His mother would be put into situations where she couldn't take care of Onfroy, so she'd pass him around to other people who could. Skipping forward to a time between 2013 and 2014, Onfroy was sent to juvenile detention for armed robbery, possession of a firearm, grand theft auto. No, not the game. It's an actual crime where you steal a car. Derails aside, Onfroy was in juvenile detention for many charges and spent around 9 months to a year there. Whilst in juvenile detention, Onfroy met future friend and frequent collaborator Stokely Goldborn, or as you'll probably know him, Ski Mask the Slump God. Another experience that Onfroy had in jail, well, juvenile detention, was with a homosexual prisoner. This experience involved Onfroy having a physical altercation with this person due to them staring at Onfroy whilst he was getting dressed. I'd like to interject my own opinion really quick. I don't agree with Onfroy's actions and conduct with this situation, however I can understand why the altercation commenced. Perhaps a lighter topic would be a nice change of pace, eh? Presumably after leaving juvenile detention, Onfroy began his journey as XXXTentacion in March of 2014. He released his first song to music streaming platform SoundCloud, and he named the song Vice City, which is a reference to a game in the Grand Theft Auto game series of the same name.
I seem depressed, always being bothered, never less. Keeping me out of prison and putting me to the test. They ask me what is happiness, you write it on a check. I feel it on the sweat when your dick is in the breast, give me a second look.
As you can hear from that segment, X discusses a few different themes in his music, such as sex, crime, and even his own happiness. In late 2014, however, X released 2 EPs onto SoundCloud, one titled The Fall and the other titled Ice Hotel. He later deleted these 2 EPs from SoundCloud for unknown reasons. Due to X deleting these EPs, a few of the songs within them have been lost to time. Luckily, a few of them were salvaged and uploaded to platforms such as YouTube. Then, on February 3rd, 2015, X would release another EP named Heartbreak Hotel. This EP featured songs such as Skin and Wing Ridden Angel.
Ice, don't say a word. Bottle full of pills passed out on the curb. Sun breaks heat in the chest, won't snow. Loose like a necklace on my neck, won't go. I was too slow cause I won't understand. Blade for your cries, kind of penny for my sins.
Quite like Vice City, these 2 songs explore a lot of themes that are personal to X, with X quote retweeting a fan who asked which of his songs was his favourite. X cited that Skin was his favourite. This well and truly could have changed, but we can't exactly get into contact with X for him to clarify about this. X then went on to release his first collaboration with Ski Master Slumpguard, that collaboration being Members Only Volume 1, which was released on April 20th, 2015 to SoundCloud. This project was in fact an EP, but is listed on Google as an album. This EP featured songs such as Amy Winehouse and Freddy vs. Jason. A couple of months after this, X and Ski Mask released the second volume of Members Only on October 23rd, 2015. This EP featured songs like Broly and King of the Dead. Things start to get interesting from here, to say the least. On December 30th, 2015, X released Look At Me to SoundCloud. This song would be a fruitful effort for X's career due to this being the song that made him as relevant as he is.
What's your first opinion on the Look At Me part? Because it goes to a different song that we just put. It's funny how you say it. Look at me. Okay, so when he said on his channel, the first part of that, because he's teaching a lesson.
On January 29, 2016, Look At Me gets an official release as a digital download, and the song was immensely popular on SoundCloud, but this doesn't reflect the heights to which it would eventually grow to. On April 24, 2016, X does an interview on the hip-hop podcast No Jumper, which is hosted by Adam22 or Adam Grand Mason. In this interview, X talks about his childhood, his inspiration for music, his experiences in juvenile detention, and other things we've already discussed. Perhaps it's time for us to move on to a harder topic. On October 8th, 2016, X was arrested in Miami-Dade County, Florida, and was charged with the following: aggravated battery for pregnant woman, domestic battery by strangulation, false imprisonment, and witness tampering. X pleads not guilty to all charges but is detained anyway due to him violating a house arrest agreement he made in September 2016. This house arrest agreement was made because of a robbery and assault charges he was facing back in 2015. In January 2017, while X was in jail, the aforementioned Adam22 announced that he was managing X on Twitter.com. Also, while in jail, an album titled Free X is released, featuring a few songs that have already been released, such as Bricks, I Spoke to the Devil in Miami, and I Don't Wanna Do This Anymore. On March 26, 2017, X pleads no contest to the charges of armed home invasion, robbery, and battery. He is then released from jail on probation. 3 days after being released from jail, X goes on to a South Florida radio show, 103.5 The Beat, for an interview with K Fox. In this interview, X discusses the meaning of his stage name, XXXTentacion, citing it as unknown temptation. He also speaks about his heritage, how he feels that a part of himself died in jail, and how he feels that he fell in love with the wrong person. X also speaks about Drake allegedly stealing his flow after Drake previewed his song in Amsterdam. As you can hear, the song sounds like a slowed down and more mellow version of X's Look At Me. After this, however, X kept himself out of trouble and put his mind into his music. He then released his first studio album, 17, in August of 2017. This album featured songs such as Jocelyn Flores and Dead Inside. Like his previous songs, X explores the themes of depression, suicide, and infidelity. It's clear he uses his music as an outlet to voice his inner feelings and emotions, if it wasn't clear enough already. Then in March of 2018, X released his second studio album, Question, and this album featured songs like Sad, Changes, and Before I Close My Eyes. distance, changing in the distance. Time consumes our image. Whoa. Before I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Hope's not too late for me. Whoa. Like his previous album, he explores personal themes in his life, reinforcing the point that his music is his own personal outlet for himself. Everything was on the up for X, and everyone in his fanbase was happy for him. Then, things took a turn for the worse on June 18th, 2018. On June 18th, 2018, X was at a motorcycle and boat dealership in Deerfield, Florida named RIVA Motorsports. X was there to have a browse at the motorcycles on show. After browsing, X got into his black BMW i8, and as he was leaving the dealership, a black SUV stopped him in his tracks. A struggle ensued between X and the people in the SUV, which resulted in X being shot, and he died on sight. After X died, many artists expressed their condolences on many different social media platforms. I think this shows that X may have been controversial, but he was still a positive and inspirational person. X's legacy does live on, with him having a 2-year-old son named Gekyum, and his estate releasing 2 posthumous albums. His estate may be its own story too, as they've done many questionable things after his death for profit, but that's for another day. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.